But when I walk out, I just feel I'm lost in the gloom. I love the smoke, I feel I'm lost in the space. But it's okay, I've got all my friends in the place. I've got all my friends in the place. Everybody's in place. Everybody's in place. I know I'm awake, 'cause I know I'm feeling shaky. These are the lights that tell me your body's ready. And this is the sound that fills my body. My body's ready to go. My body's ready to go. My body's ready to go. On his little bike, forgetting all his troubles, feeling safe, forgetting what he needs to do, who he has to be, and they're just not feeling inferior. They're just not feeling inferior. This room is a magic room, but it's really not about the room itself, it's about the people in the room. It's about the moments you share, the smiles, the looks, the music, the DJ. Feeling safe, instead of just thinking that it's you against the world. It makes you feel like you're one thing. And you think, well, why can't we always live together like this? That makes you want to live forever. The only thing that counts is respect. Respect your brother. That makes you want to live forever.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, yeah.
Pretty sure the year's new. We are Dice Baby. We're back playing this crazy little thing called D and D. D and or D. And we're
The 29th of February.
Dragons are 29th of February. And we're picking back up where we left off. And we'll have a bit of a recap, but before we do that, as is tradition, we'll get everyone to introduce themselves. Starting to my left.
Hello, my name is Connor. I play Faye, the unborn barbarian. No, I'm Connor. I play Keitaan, the perfectly normal human warforged paladin child. Yeah, he's short.
He's short. And nobody likes you.
Correct. The rest of my party is a set of vultures that are waiting for me to die so they can roll my corpse. End of story. Yeah. Send it to vulture number 1.
Oh, very end of this vulture does spend a long time close to us. I'm close to Marissa, indeed. Yeah, my name's Shane. I play a character called Spinpong, who is a arcane rogue because I wouldn't be. Also a tiefling that loves to climb things and hates hot rock.
I'm Mike. I'm also playing Faye, the unborn, reborn, re-dead elf barbarian. Just looking around, finding out.
Yeah.
Yep. That only slogan.
Yeah.
That's Faye's life, philosophy.
Hi, I'm Maddie. I play Lucy, the living neighborhood mum friend, and the party's Goliath Druid.
Every party's got to have one.
Yep, everyone's going to have a blood druid.
Every single
Angry, if
It is
possible.
really fun.
Hasn't yet taken the bob yet.
Has not taken
Matter of time.
Still has anger issues, has not taken the bar yet.
Yep.
Hello, I'm Nat. I play the half-half lady who's waiting for me.
And the present at our house.
New threads.
She's not waiting for that. That's a surprise.
Bated breath.
She loves having a sugar daddy.
And I am Sunny, the DM. I play everyone else, including the sugar daddies. And
Thank you.
And yeah, now we can kick back in and recall what happened last time.
Last time on the Wyld
Extreme stuff.
we stayed at the Blue Water Inn. Vargas might be planning a big festival. Yen goes and gets her clothes. We buy a clapper doll to leave at Yen's. Leafy and Skiff get really mad at the asshole dude that
Much mansplaining.
that tried to mansplain potions and poisons, and Skiff got incredibly ripped off. The only reason the man is still alive is because we had a Jonathan sighting.
Yeah.
We found the big bad, Jonathan.
Yeah. We end seeing Faye climb into a house and make a lot of noise.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
That was pretty much it.
That was
That's
actually
it.
surprisingly concise for us.
Good. Sweet.
What's a lot less meandering?
Yeah, we were quite localized
Bang,
actually.
bang, bang, bang. Painted a picture. It's ass-listing.
Yeah, because the party had split as well, so there's stuff
Yeah.
going on in the different pockets. Oh, you're bad.
I'm dead.
Yeah.
That's that's been the
Well,
whole campaign.
Well, she's been dead the entire time.
You're right. Sorry. You're right. You were
Dead
born
her?
again.
Born again. I'm a born again
Yeah,
barbarian.
yeah. Faye finds Jesus Christ.
That's about our Lord and Saviour. Anger.
Is that
Comes straight in.
title for this one? Finds God.
Yeah.
Stay behind.
Yeah. Faye becomes straight edge, but just without the straight, just the edge.
Yes.
Pure
Pure edge, baby.
Pure edge. Nothing but the edge. So,
Called Faye.
spend some more time edging.
It's all about the edge. It's all about the edge.
Yeah.
And we're straight into it.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be coming out of your mouth,
Keitaan edges all the time. He likes to get his sword nice and sharp. So yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with it.
Well, you guys don't edge.
Why
You gotta edge once a day.
yeah, that's right.
If you'd like to, feel free to follow us on all of our socials.
Yeah.
We are at
Well, you can say
DDB on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. Feel free to come by, flick us a message. We're more than happy to chat and hang out. Yeah.
If you're thinking of unfollowing, don't.
Yeah, don't do that.
That's understandable.
Yeah. So we'll probably pick back up. Well, I'll let you all decide. Which part do you want to pick back up on?
Clearly, the most interesting part, which is going to the blacksmith for a boy, oh boy, I can't remember. No, let's not do that. Let's continue with Faye.
Yeah.
Right, okay, cool.
That'd be an interesting one.
So,
This is just a straightforward robbery.
yeah. So, as you recall, you had trialed Jonathan as he made his rounds, seemingly collecting stuff from various vendors, and then heading back to a two-story townhouse, which, upon seeing an exit, you snuck into seeing a window into the second story, and you had ungracefully sort of tumbled into the room, which is looks like a study. There's a desk, and there's a couple of shelves, and smallish kind of room. And that is where you are currently.
Okay. I don't know what you mean. Well, firstly, I'm going to stick my head out and look down at Ben, who I'm assuming has followed me,
Sure. Yep.
and try and be like, go find the others. Bring them here.
Yeah. Go get you to make an animal handling too.
Ooh, 9. Perfect.
9. You see Finn cock both heads in the opposite direction, looking at you, and then sort of walks around in a circle for a bit, kind of looks a bit perplexed, and then just like ducks off.
Okay, that's fine, I'm sure.
Yep.
Let's close the window. I am going to get into my skiff mindset. Like, what would he do? Probably on the ceiling.
WSD.
I'll just do a quick search of this room for now.
Okay. Investigation. Are you trying to look what's there, or are you trying to search through things?
That sounds too far for me. I'm going to just have a quick glance around the room.
Second check then.
Oh, better. 22.
22. Yeah, you have a quick look around. You see a bunch of books. You see the desk. There's like an inkwell, a quill that's been put to one side. You see there's sort of like a blank collection of parchments. There's some writing on it. Doesn't seem to be anything else remarkable in this room. It looks pretty bland.
I will take the parchments, because I know Quintus loves reading like that, and Keitaan is now reading a lot.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
then,
so it's just like parchments with like a twine binding. So,
yeah. And then I'm going to try heading out of the room as stealthily as possible.
all the stealth check.
No.
Yeah.
Funny if I don't. 16.
This thing. Yeah, you get up to the door, listen in for a bit, test the handle. It's not locked. Very gingerly open it. Doesn't seem to be anyone in the next room. Make your way in, and this is a much larger room there seems to be it's a bedroom. There's 4 beds, one sort of on each corner. You can see there's a closet over to one side. Each of the beds have a little sort of storage foot locker at the end. You can see where you are. You've come in to your left. There's a sort of like, what is it? You've got the windows that are kind of shaped like that, and they've usually got a bit where you can sit.
Oh, I know. Man.
Bay
Yeah.
window.
A bay
Bay
window.
window,
Yeah. To one side. Yeah, and looks pretty bland, not very remarkable.
That seems about right. Can I get any? I'm going to shut my eyes and try and just focus on sense, sounds, trying to see if I can figure out where he was when he came in here in some way, or like where he spent most of the
Sure. Yep. Yeah. So roll a perception check with advantage.
Worse. Okay. 14.
14. Yeah, so you kind of like sniff the air, trying to see if you can pick up any sense that you think are sort of lingering human type. Maybe, you know, if you pick up some light perspiration in the air or something like that. And you do sort of get a faint waft that seems to be sort of heading in the direction of the closet. Inside.
Follow over and have a look inside.
Yeah, so you move over to the closet. Check the closet door. It's not locked. Open it up, and you can see in there seems to be like a bunch of folded clothes. They all look quite plain, possibly like pajamas or anything there or something like that. Some towels, and you can see in the middle there's a what looks like the parcel, but it's in like a cloth kind of carry bag that seems to be sitting on the middle shelf.
That's one thing. Jay's over here.
Yeah.
Right.
Just one J. He doesn't have a second name. Just Jonathan. JJ. Just Jonathan.
Yeah.
I
Jonathan
will. If it's the packages that I can see in the bag, I will probably just take the bag actually. Okay. So
Just grab the bag.
Perfectly. The best I've ever done.
Yeah.
And I'm going to. So there's a, because I'm on the second
Could
floor.
you make an intelligence check?
How did you do that?
That doesn't sound good. Check, not a save. It was a save, you fine.
Oh yes, 3. So,
Never mind.
Cool.
Everything's fine.
Yep, this is perfect. I'm gonna try. Have I seen the way downstairs yet?
No, not yet. You know, there's another door to your right. So there's only 2 doors. There's the door to
okay.
the study, there's the window to the left, and then there's a door to the right.
I'll try the door. The door out.
Yep. So as you make your way for the door, your super sensitive hearing sort of picks up, and you hear sort of what seems like slight footsteps heading towards the door that you're approaching. What would you like to do?
I will move behind the door.
Okay. So as you go to move behind the door, you very quickly like up behind it. Door swings open. You don't hear anything. Then you hear very, very light footsteps. Someone seems to be making their way in.
I peek around the door slightly.
You go to peek around the door. You look. You're not seeing anyone, and then you feel something on your leg, as a small voice yells, "Found you!"
Yes.
There was a very small boy, blonde hair, who is looking up at you and seems pretty terrified. What would you like to do immediately? Yeah.
Knock him out. You found me.
Yeah.
Yes. Is your tent to hide?
And as you start speaking, the child just and runs down the hall.
No, wait.
And you hear him, Claudia, Claudia, Claudia! And then you hear another voice. Must have met the child in the hallway. What things is that? But you look terrified. What's going on? And you can hear, and voice starts to whisper. She also starts to whisper, so you can't get a lot. What would you like to do?
I'm going to shut the door.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm going to drag the nearest bed in front of that door.
Yeah.
right now.
So, yeah.
And quietly panic.
Yeah.
Well.
So, as you do this, you hear footsteps start to approach. Excuse me, I don't know who you are, but what are you doing in our house? This is, if you don't give me a very good reason, I'm going to have to go get the guards, because this is it's not very nice. You just terrified this young boy. Please explain yourself immediately.
No. Sorry. I'm leaving.
Can I get you to make a persuasion check? With disadvantage. Because it was not very good.
Of course I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah, 5. As
5.
expected.
Yep. I'm getting the guards. You hear her start to walk away.
Please don't get the guards. Shit.
Are you trying to get to her, or like, you're going to stay in the room, or what's the go?
I really don't want to attack random innocent people. I am gonna go. I'm gonna go back to the study and see if I can get out that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So you.
I feel like I'm panicking a lot, so not keeping track of my own strength and just pulling doors open quite almost off hinges kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like,
So you kind of just barrel back through the study. Yeah. You make your way out to the window. Are you going to try and drop straight down, or try and get over to the next roof? What's the?
Oh, can I get over to the next roof?
Yeah. It's
I'll
probably
do a run and
a
jump.
fairly easy jump for you. You wouldn't even have to roll for it. That's fine.
Yeah.
Actually, no. For shits and gigs, make an acrobatics check. Yeah.
11.
Yeah, 11's fine.
Oh,
11's fine. Yeah.
Stumble with it.
So yeah, you kind of run up, sort of get up to the window, do like a duck bolt pounce over to the next roof. The next roof is tiled. Are you still holding on to the sack?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you sort of land, and then whoa. You got to kind of dig your paws into the roof, and you're looking around. What's next? Are you going to try and scale down from here? Are you going to try and rooftop for a while to get clear?
I'm going to try and rooftop for a while, as much as possible, to get away from this
So yeah.
horrible building.
So you start running, leaping off one roof, just sort of booking it as far as you can, get off another roof. And then as you sort of make your halfway across the next roof, you look over to the right, and there's a guard posted along the rooftops. As you were walking, you noticed that there's guards sort of along the rooftops and sort of doing patrols along the ground. So, you see he's got a heavy crossbow, and he looks at you.
Am I not? I'm meant to be down there, aren't I? Yes.
Down.
Yep.
Wait.
Down, wait.
Get down. And you wait.
Okay. Sorry.
And and you he pulls on something behind him. You don't quite know what that's done.
Okay.
And
Does Skippy the whistle?
no, you're not in here. Yeah. So you're being asked to scale down, and this guy's basically tracking you the entire time.
Yep.
So you very sheepishly make your way down, and by the time you're there, there's about 8 other guards that have started sort of coming in from different directions.
Right.
And then, just like, so, what's all that about then?
I got lost and I like to find to see where I am. So I was having a look around from the rooftop. Is that not allowed?
As you're saying that, around the corner, comes, a woman, who has a guard and a small child in tow.
Okay.
And says, as you're walking up, they look at you and, the guard says, starts whispering something to her, and she sort of looks at you. Could I get you to make just a general charisma check?
That's also one of my strong points. Don't use your own voice. 14.
14. Okay. So she looks at you and back at the guard. She says something. The guard looks at her a bit awkwardly, and then so the guard comes up. That was sort of with this woman. Says, apparently, it's no issues here. She knows this woman. It's all a big misunderstanding. So I've been led to believe. And he looks back at the woman, very perplexed. He nods. All right. You says you were doing something for her. Imagine you two want to finish whatever business it was that you were talking about, and it's no going on roofs. That's a big no-no. Okay.
No roof. Okay.
No roofs. Unless you're a tiler. Looks at your bags. Don't imagine there's a bunch of tiles in there, is there?
I wouldn't think so.
And shouldn't be on the roofs. It's very suspicious. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And the guards sort of all sort of disperse, go back to their posts.
I'm just standing in shock.
Yeah.
Just watching everyone go away.
And one walks up here and says, right, so, look, I'd like to have a chat with you, but first and foremost, I think you might have some things that belong to us. Looks at the sack.
Maybe.
Look, let's just go back into the house and we can have a chat and maybe you can put those things back. How's that sound?
It doesn't sound great, to be honest, but
Well, I could always call guards back.
you just send them away.
I know.
It's confusing.
I know. They will be confused. But
Is it just me? Can I bring anyone with me? Or
support. Well, look, it's just to have a chat. There's something that I think you might be able to help me with, and that's the reason why you kind of looked a bit pathetic, and so I felt sorry for you. So maybe you can help me with some things, and then we can forgive and forget. I believe everyone deserves a second chance. I don't know what your background is, where you came from. Maybe there's probably reasons for this. So, but let's just go back to the house and have a nice little chat.
okay. What does pathetic mean?
We can talk about it. It's fine. Yep. And so you make your way back to the house, and
I'm looking around wildly for anyone I know
Yeah.
while we go back.
she brings you in, and there's a you can see as you go through the first floor, there seems to be like a wing to the left. Looks like a whole bunch of smaller kind of desks facing a board. There's a lot of kind of classrooms sort of set up, and then there's a wee play area, and there's a bunch of rooms over to the side which look like further beds. So she brings you into sort of the study on the first floor, and sort of gets you to sit down on a chair. Yeah, would you like something to drink? Water or tea or anything?
No.
No, okay, that's fine. So just take a seat. What is it you have in your hand there? What is it you took from the room from us?
I have a bag in my hand.
Yes. What is it? Yes. No, I deduced that. That's probably right. What's in it? Is really what I'm asking.
Other bag, probably. Other thing.
You open it up and you look in, and there's like one of Linsky's grotesque-looking stuffed toys. Okay, yeah. I think that might have actually been Felix's birthday present. So, if you don't mind, I mean, I assume you don't need a stuffed toy. Yeah.
I'm just used to it, but if it's someone else's,
Yes, well, yeah, Felix might be that.
is Felix the boy who attacked me?
Well, it's the boy. Yeah, did he attack you? That could be that we don't. No, happy hands. We don't do that here.
Happy hands.
So I'd be very upset if you did. It doesn't sound like him though. So.
Well, aim at me first is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Just so you know.
So yeah. Look, I'm not sure why you broke into the orphanage. It's probably, you know, maybe you had your reasons, but we don't really keep a lot of valuable things here. There's lots of children they do great things, so yeah, I would not recommend stealing from here. So.
That makes sense, I guess.
But look, the reason why I'm going to chat is because there's a bit of a situation, and we are looking for people who probably do things that are a bit unusual. It's a bit weird. I can show you a bit later, but we've got a very, very, very sick boy, and no one knows exactly what's going on with him. And I suspect it might be something not medical. And I don't really know anyone in this town who deals with that kind of thing.
So you want
And
to
well, no, I don't want to kill him. I'm hoping he'll be better. But you just seem like the kind of person that looks a bit unorthodox, and probably knows other unorthodox people who might have dealt with this kind of thing.
weird people.
Yeah. So yeah. But look, I'm willing to just put all this behind us and assume it was just, you know, it's just a silly, very silly mistake. And if you could potentially look into this thing for us, does that sound like something you could do?
Yes. I'm sorry for robbing your orphanage, by the way.
Apology
But,
accepted, that's fine.
We can look at the child and make them better, or if necessary.
Okay, we'll table that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but no, that's. Are you sure you don't want a tea or any like some biscuits or?
No, that was
No. Okay, all right. So you do look quite skinny. I'm just a bit worried you're not, you know, looking after stuff. But no, that's fine. It's all good. So look, I tell you what. There is. So this is actually just a bit of an extension. There was a townhouse that we needed to add on to the orphanage. The orphanage is actually run by the church, by the priest, this was just a townhouse building that a few of the guards they help us with. They make sure that they collect donations from vendors to keep us afloat and running, and but the actual orphanage is somewhere else in town. Right. I can, if you just ask anyone, they can point you in the right direction. If there's anyone that you want to talk to and bring with you, then you can meet me.
It's probably for the best that I bring other people.
Yeah. Okay, good.
So they bring donations here a lot?
Yes, yeah. It's all, so the church can only support so much, and we just had more and more sort of orphans coming through that really needed support, and so it's something that was actually organised by Jonathan, the second in command here. He sort of saw it was quite important, and then organised it for us. So yeah.
Is there like another Jonathan? Maybe one who's more of a dick or something? Has he got a twin brother with the same name?
There's a couple Jonathans in town actually. Now that you mention it, they're both guards. It's quite confusing. But no, it's specifically the one that's sort of second in charge. He's it's that Jonathan.
Okay, yeah.
I can't speak to if they're not very nice people. I've always found them very pleasant. So yeah.
Okay.
But okay. So I'll just give a description of her just real quick. So she's got silver hair, and she's definitely sort of approaching middle age, for sure. Has got some lines running down her face. But seems like quite an open, warm kind of lady, but no nonsense if she needs to be. Yeah, strikes that fine balance. Yeah, that is it's a very big tightrope. So she's got a modest gown, all earthy toned fabrics. It's sort of it's not very flashy, but just very sort of well put together, properly hand sewn. That's Claudia. So so she gives you some instruction to meet later on at the orphanage, the town orphanage. Send you on your way.
Okay. Thank you for this, whatever this was, and
That's fine.
and the guard thing. That was helpful.
That's fine. Like I said, you seem like a lovely person. I'm sure it's just it was
Yes. This is what I need to do. Yes. Okay, bye. Just walk out.
later. Bye.
And go back and put the bag down again.
Leave.
Yeah.
Leaves with the back.
Yeah, okay, fine. Thanks. I'll just be getting on my way then. So yeah, that's phase the excursion.
Having a small breakdown. And then going off to try and find probably specifically Skiff.
Yep.
In case he is trying to attack / murder Jonathan.
Yeah, cool. As you leave the house, you see Ben approaching from the side and just drops a dead cat in front of your feet.
That's not Skiff. I put it in the bag. Head off.
Tied around your waist.
Yeah. You put it on the doorstep of your
Yeah.
Can you make a perception check with advantage?
Oh. That was a roll. 26.
26. You hear off in the distance someone yelling, "Middens!
Oh no.
Middens! Middens, where are you?" As you sort of make your way. Yeah.
With people around.
Yeah.
Just gonna get off. With my dead cat.
Middens are gloves, idiots. I can't hear you. Who's next?
Keitaan go into the blacksmith?
Okay, yeah,
Oh,
sure.
wait, no, I kind of needed pay for that, I think.
The blacksmith?
Yeah.
What were we going to go there for? I don't know. You were getting, when were you getting...
I had to go see the arrow.
Yeah, you used to go to the arrow person.
Yeah.
I can't remember what I wanted to do that for.
Did it hand you permission or something?
Yeah.
No, we already
thought
did
you were
that.
picking something up.
You already did that commission, and we've given it to Ray.
Yeah.
No, that was
Oh,
in
yeah.
Barovia.
I was pretty sure you were planning to try and put the doll in that.
Yes,
That was
that's
your
when
next
you
So
were
I don't have any way of getting into a house without busting the door down. So I guess I'll just... Yeah,
Funny prank, Ian, right?
You know what? I'll tag along. I'll tag along with this.
Okay, cool.
I
What
also,
was Vicky doing?
I know what I was doing.
She finished off the getting as many of the ingredients as she needed left in quite a huff. She was planning on talking to someone about that stupid poison. The dude just went, yep, that's poison, here you go.
Yep.
But
Would you like me
Yeah.
to carry anything for you? I have this nice bag.
Who's with you?
it was just Keitaan at the time.
No, it's Skip. You and Skip.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Skip.
Yeah.
So it's just you. So you're trying to meet up with Leafy then.
Oh no, I went
Yeah.
to the
He's down.
Ah, right. Yeah. Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So the two of you together now.
Yeah.
So I
So
suggested that we wanted to take the poison to the archery that we just used.
Yes, we were going to the woman.
But then he
who
came and
is
distracted me.
That's where we were going to the archer. So you took off, and I was going to go and talk to the arrow maker about the poison.
Yep.
Such a good movie.
Yeah, do you want me to carry anything?
Not right now, but thank you for asking.
No worries.
Pretty good.
I just got a fancy bag. Yeah. Show it off.
I was there when you signed the contract.
I don't know what you're talking
But I'm going to go and have a talk to the arrow maker.
Yep. So you head into the straight and narrow.
I don't know what stuff on.
Anna Roganov. So yeah, you make your way to the straight and narrow. What's the time of day right now? It's probably still like not even midday or something like that. Still fairly early. You make your way to the straight and narrow, and sort of open the door, make your way through. There's a chime that sounds, and then you see. Who went last time? I think it was just Skip. Has anyone else been to the straight and narrow before?
No, we went to her booth at the.
That's right, you did.
festival.
You did. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. So you do recognise her. So yeah, as you sort of make your way into the shop, she comes out from back. So yeah, she's had red hair, sort of kept up, but a bit sort of untamed, a bit wild, and wearing an apron, quite sort of casual clothing. It's nice way to the front. Well, can I help you?
Hi. I know this is probably a bit of an odd question, but I swear to God, coming here is probably going to be better than the results I had at the property.
Why'd you go there in the first place? Man's an idiot.
That is an understatement. I needed a couple of bits and pieces, and I can't find anywhere else to find these particular components. Not relevant. I have a particular poison. I'm really sure it's poison. I don't know what it is. Do you think you'd be able to identify it?
Not absolutely no. Especially in the grave.
I just know you made a bunch of arrows for Skiff, you know, the big two things.
Is Skiff in town? With the strand behind her ear.
He is, and I do know he's coming.
That'd be nice. No, I'm sorry, I don't know. Poisons and making something like that fracture. Just make the arrows in your head. But yeah, definitely don't go through Bob Carey. He's an idiot. The only other person I can think of is probably Blinsky.
Blinsky?
Yeah, well, he does a lot of stuff with like taxidermy and he's actually quite good with a lot of that. Very learned man. He's chemicals and putting stuff together.
He's very nice too.
He's a very lovely man. Makes weird stuff though. So yeah, I'm not too sure if he's trying to make children happy or terrifying. Yeah, I'm not too sure who hurt him, but definitely shows.
He stifles laughing.
Show me on the door.
Thank you for your help. I will.
Let's skip now. We've finished. He did have some customized arrows that he asked me and Blinsky to make. So, do you have them here when he wants to drop by?
I will.
If you see him, maybe ask him to come by a little bit later in the day. That's okay.
How just so I know. Just so I know how late in the day. We're talking mid afternoon or in the evening.
Yeah.
If I see him, provided I see him this afternoon, I have no idea where he is. Probably hanging off a roof.
Well, he's not on the roof, is he?
I genuinely don't know.
Yeah, is there anything else you have to it?
At this stage, no, I'm just itching to get this poison identified. I don't know what's going on with it, and I just need to do something about it. So I'll go and just think to really help.
You don't mind me asking? The poison. I'm assuming it's for eating animals?
Complicated. This particular poison, I've seen it work from on people, and I want to know how it works and why it works the way it does.
From purely scholarly point of view?
This is not a I'm going to go and poison a bunch of people thing. This is I want to be able to reverse this.
Kind of that's getting it. You showed this to Stefanovich.
I showed it to him.
You're lucky he's an idiot because he might have wrapped it to the cards and thought that you had malicious intent. I wouldn't think that of you, but you can see how if you're asking someone, it might look at this suspicious.
Yeah, this is an identification process, not a plain on poison.
Yeah, don't go anywhere near our water.
Yeah, no, I have one attention things.
No, yeah, just a check. Then Blinsky's definitely the right person to talk to. He's probably the only person in town who would know about this kind of thing.
Okay, cool. I will make one to try and see if I can check it out.
Okay.
Do you need anything while we're here?
Do you have anything cool to sell? Do you think ours are really cool? Because I've got a lot of those. I'm moderate. I've got the coolest albums. What kind of cool albums? So we've got ones that really strong, they won't break. So if you've got enough pounds per square inch, you could probably put it right into a cement wall and it would stick. I will take 2 of those. Sure. Actually, let me check how much I'm going to have.
I'm really sorry, I'll just need something.
Yeah, okay.
I might take 2 of those.
2?
Depending on how much you take.
The 1 golden.
I will take 5 of those.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yes. That's all the hours ahead. Of the ungrateful kind. And yeah, so she. Oh, I don't need to do anything. You can do it for money. So yeah, so she hands over 5 unbreakable arrows. So just type an unbreakable arrow in there.
And then
Unbroken. The interesting thing about these is, as well as the actual arrowhead being very sturdy, the shaft of the arrow is also made from what looks like a sort of a very light metal composite. So.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then Keitaan will go to walk away and then come back. Focus her up off the counter.
You think you're very pretty. And then he'll leave.
Wow. She's just sort of seems a bit flustered. And as you go, do me a favour, could you turn the sign on the door on the way out? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you turn the open sign to closed, and then. So yeah, that is that's Anna's. And who are we staying with you guys, or head over to Skiff? What Skiff's up to?
I will.
Okay. How are you making your way back from? Like, where are you heading from?
I would. I'd probably just automatically start heading back to Valaki, where I came from.
Okay. Yep.
Just because that's where I was.
Yep. And you were going to Blinsky's because that's the last thing Keitaan told you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so you sort of make your way to Blinsky's. Are you going on the rooftops?
Well, that would have been my like.
Yeah.
That would have been
Before.
Skiff's automatic reaction. Like, you go,
Yeah.
I want to get there as quick as possible.
Yeah.
There's no people in the way on the roof. Whoop.
Okay. So if you are, if you are going on the rooftops, could you make a perception check?
Sure thing. That rolled terrible.
12. Yeah. So as you sort of
I had like
as you make your way up along the rooftop, you start doing a bit of hopping, and you see ahead, maybe about 3 or 4 rooftops, you see what looks like a very obvious guard post on one of the rooftops. And as you sort of look out of it, you can see these sort of dotted, sort of throughout the city.
and I have to see if I can figure a course to get around them without being seen. It'd be relatively easy. Or...
Can you make an intelligence check?
Yeah, my intelligence is terrible. That'll be a 0.
0.
1 and minus 1.
Yeah, you're just like, nah, should be right. So your plan is that you're just gonna, as you approach, sort of skirt around the guard post that's there, and maybe like duck in between, sort of chimneys and bits and pieces, and you're pretty sure they're not like looking that intently. You're pretty confident you can get away with it. It doesn't take very long for you to hear.
Same guard.
No, different guard. And sort of, you sort of look around, and there's a guard sort of pointing a heavy crossbow at you, saying, "What are you doing up here? And why? This is the second fucking time this has happened today." Yeah.
Well, honestly, I like climbing things, and I was trying to catch up with a friend, and this was the quickest way to get across the city without having to dodge carts and people and traffic and stuff like that.
So leaping from building to building is the quickest way to get to point A to B, so you don't have to bump into people.
For me, yeah, and it's hella fun.
Great, yeah. You're not jumping across the roof. Very suspicious people and thieves do that, and that's the reason why we've got these posts at the top. So you've got one very clear choice right now you can make. You can go down, not come up on this roof again before I get very mad and call the rest of my guards here and we lock you up.
Okay, just kill my fun then.
Yeah.
All of the good and
Yeah.
yeah.
Horn droops a little bit. Like,
Yeah, a little can I, is it below me, like off the roof up the edge, is there like awnings or anything like that?
Yeah, there's a cart stacked with hay. Like, yeah. On
Perfect.
on the outside. And as you're sort of, on the guard, it's like, now I think probably the easiest way to get down, there might be a fire, and if you're doing this, you just, like, off the back,
backwards.
like, hey! You see the guard sort of look over, lock down, as you sort of,
And I've shout out, I told you I do this for fun!
he looks at you and shakes his head, it's like, yeah.
Look at me, I'm a tiefling.
So as you hop out of the hay cart, and on foot, as you're sort of making your way to Blinsky's, you do notice there seems to be a much heavier guard presence. A lot of guards seem to be sort of crossing your path with a reasonable amount of regularity, and they make a very obvious point to be looking at you sort of as you're making your way. So. But you do make your way to Blinsky's. Unfortunately, Blinsky's is closed, and no one else is there yet. Faye's probably about 5 minutes away. Yeah.
After Jonathan doing pick up.
Right, thank you for that.
Oh, that's
Damn it. Can I
definitely drugs.
Inside the kit.
Wyld Front.
Cut it open.
All these kids are mules.
I can't personally whistle, but I'd just give a whistle out and just shout for quite loudly for feeling. Just because I thought people were getting you okay? I'll shout for both.
Yeah, who are you make an animal handling check? A whistle check, yeah. 11. Yeah, so you're whistling and calling out for Fen quite a bit. It's probably like the full 5 minutes, before Fen sort of rounds the corner, and sort of comes up to you, looks like must have sprinted up your head, and, sort of just very anxiously sort of walks around you and sort of does a bit of a figure eight and sits and wags its tail, looks up at you expectantly.
I'll do pat this. Where's Faye? Where's Faye?
Looks behind and
Alright, let's go. Show me.
and sort of, as you got to hit off Fen, sort of, makes his way and then ducks around the corner and then, 0.5 seconds later turns around and, Faye is, accompanying Fen. So.
I found you.
Hey.
You haven't murdered Jonathan or anything yet?
No.
Okay.
No, I didn't plan on murdering him.
You probably shouldn't. I mean, I had planned to murder him or something, but I won't anymore. And also, I have a job. I have found a job.
Okay.
Yes. The woman of the orphanage that I robbed said that she has a job for us.
Hold on. Right. Rewind?
I have a job.
Well, yeah, that. What's it paying?
I don't know. I can ask her. Thanks about that. But she wants to meet up and find out more.
Okay.
There's a child who's ill or dead or something.
I mean, I feel for orphanages. There's nothing wrong with it.
What is an orphanage? Is it
When children don't have parents or the parents can't look after them, they get sent to a place and they grow up with a whole bunch of other kids.
right?
Teachers of some description, something nice, something bad. Something nice.
But you probably shouldn't steal. Want to steal something? Okay.
You know, like, yeah.
Do they have medical ward?
Again, it depends on that whole, like, are they nice or not? It's very, yeah.
She seemed nice. She stopped the larger rough thing or time. But oh, and then I tried throwing costumes. I told her.
Yeah. The rooms are fun.
Yeah, that makes sense. It was quite fun actually. I see what you do it now.
So good.
Get down! But, okay.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe we should go for a run tonight and not, you know, or maybe even not this town. Not this town. We can go and do some fun.
I'd say if you want to go for a run tonight, when they're very willing to shoot you during the daytime,
It's easier at night.
you're just going to hear a crossbow bolt next time.
Yeah, that's what it's headed, not in front of you.
And anyway, Jonathan brought bags to the orphanage, which I thought was something. It turns out it's gifts for kids who don't have parents or whatever. And I tried to steal that. And then stuff happened. And then but she had a job for me, and she called them off, and so I thought like Lizzie or Yen can do their weird medicine shit and make people feel better. And they get paid or something? I don't know. This is my first time getting a plan on my own. Went well. Surprisingly.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we can figure out the details when we talk to her. Yeah. This whole revelation about Jonathan.
Yeah, right? I thought it was a dick.
Yeah, I still think he's a dick. Like, but maybe he actually used that money for good.
Maybe both sides and then.
Yeah. I feel like this. I want to talk to a lady about this.
Well, we got to. Well, she wants to meet us to the other orphanage. The one I haven't later.
Okay.
And she said we could ask whether there's people or not. Okay. And if they've got good stuff, maybe we can go. They've got shit to do.
Yep. If we see Jonathan, maybe.
Yeah. King hit him.
Yeah.
Stabs. Just a little bit.
Light stabbing.
Some light stabbing, yeah.
Nothing.
Only an inch of.
Yeah.
Well,
just the tip. Just the tip. Yeah.
While shouting up the wires.
Up the wires.
Only won't know who it was.
That could be anyone.
Yeah.
So do we just go and find the others? Do you know where they are?
Well, yeah, I was going to go to the archery. We were heading for the archery store before I got sidetracked with the scene and everything. Okay. Yeah, so I pretty much just came behind you with But yeah, Revelations. Still thinking.
Yeah, it's only one good thing. We've seen like how many bad things have we done?
Yeah. I know, right?
I think okay, I'll come with you.
So I think they do good things. Runs an orphanage and buys presents for children. We don't know that he funded the orphanage with the money.
Let's not leap to conclusions, alright?
Yeah.
Single-handed.
The only bad thing he's done is ripped us off.
Yeah. And like,
Potentially to
Is
give
it
that
bad?
money to the orphanage.
Is it bad to rip us off?
Which is like 5 bad things worth.
Yeah,
Because it was us.
Yeah, if he's standing over Blinsky to get toys to give to the orphanage, like, it's trying to balance a bad thing and a good thing.
Maybe it's
And it's
just
just the way he's going about it is all
Maybe he doesn't want people
Maybe
to
the
know that
method
he's doing the
doesn't
orphanage
matter.
thing because the preteens are being tough.
Yeah, but she did say there were other guards involved.
He kind of does things how we do things. Very badly.
Yeah.
But with a good intent.
Good intent,
part.
but
Yeah,
the actions.
Maybe that's why Skiff doesn't like him so much, because he sees so much of
He's
himself
a
in him.
fiction.
Oh, God.
That was it.
Feel very philosophical.
That's like that.
Okay. So the plan for now is
We're heading back to the arrow making.
Okay, cool. And
Really heading to
Yeah.
oh right, okay, yeah. So
Yeah, we were planning on going to Blinsky's, but we'd have just come from Blinsky's.
You would
So
know,
we know.
and I would know he's closed. So I
Yeah.
feel like we get halfway there and Keitaan goes,
Oh, shit.
Blinsky's is closed.
can I get can I get you to roll a
Yep.
d20?
I'm writing to him again, by the way.
16.
Go on.
wouldn't you?
Yeah, you guys do actually meet each other halfway.
Oh, Skip. We've just come from seeing Anna, the arrow maker. She has asked you to go by this afternoon. Ooh.
I don't know if this means anything, but I told her that you think she's pretty, and then she told me to close the store. She shut her store? She closed her store, yeah.
But she
Yeah, well,
also asked
so-
me specifically to tell you to go by this afternoon. Ooh.
Yeah. She didn't tell me not to tell you not to come, but, like, you know,
Okay.
I don't know.
Apparently
Go
she's
anyway.
made something for you.
It does a little tail.
How was Jonathan?
I have a job. I got a job for us.
What's the job?
You need to heal a sick child. You're welcome.
It is for an orphanage
It's for an orphanage.
that Jonathan may be funding with the money that he's taking from people.
You mean when we thought he was extorting people at the orphanage?
Yes.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
It seems that way, but this lady that the job is for is the boss, the lady of the orphanage.
She seemed nice.
But,
She said I was pathetic.
so we could maybe.
oh, okay.
She didn't explain what it meant.
I'll explain what it means later. But
She said that too.
where's-
She never did.
No one ever tells me what it means.
This is a town that's clearly got an orphanage, but did she say
Cool.
where it was?
Too often.
She said just ask people where the old orphanage,
Yeah,
the
the main one.
orphanages.
And Lucy just looks around and goes, "Excuse me, can you tell me just a random across the street? Can you tell me
where
where the
did you
orphanage
go?
is?"
Dress name.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so lady
Pretty
turns,
much it is.
lady sort of stops and sorry, the orphanage.
Yes.
I need to deliver me to the orphanage.
Oh, so sorry.
I know. It's really hard for me.
Yeah. Poor.
Keitaan just kind of, Leafy just looks at Keitaan. Raises her eyebrows.
Get me away from it.
Let's need to know where the orphanage is, please.
So I imagine St. Andrew's orphanage. It's sort of a little bit central to the east of town, and she points out landmarks and give you some vague directions. And as she sort of as she leans at you, whispers, and she sort of she reaches into sort of her a bag and sort of pulls out a tiny little cupcake and says,
Come on,
and she
Keitaan,
looks at you.
get in, come on. You'll be fine. Yeah, I'll make sure he's good.
I'm fine.
She reaches and gives you another.
And thank you, Sam. Thank you for your kindness. We're going to do that now. Come on, come along.
Okay.
Please, sir, can I have some more?
Hey, Skiff, would you like a cupcake?
Thanks, Keitaan. That's very nice of you.
He's just like,
What was the name of the orphanage again?
St. Andrews.
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 And Rao.
St. Andrews, Australian orphanage.
Apparently, at least it's not Adderall.
Adderalls. It's Adderalls. It's all kids with ADHD. Yeah.
diametrically close to me as a person, he knows exactly where she's going.
Mhm.
She thinks the direction's feeling people, so she's just like taken off.
So all four of you are heading to the orphanage.
Yeah.
I will
Hold on,
say,
we're missing one. Where's Gina? She's still getting close to it out.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to take half the day.
yeah, half the day. Yeah, so yeah, and it's about mid.
the
Oh, the crack of dawn. So yeah, so they probably would have finished up by now. So we could say that you could meet up with everyone else in time because it's probably getting close to midday. Yeah.
Always go back to the Blue Swan for lunch.
Blue Water and
Blue Water and the Blue Swan? I don't know where I got that from. Blue Water Inn for lunch, and then we meet up there.
Good do. All right. Yeah. So you make your way back to the Blue Water Inn, and yeah. So it's around midday. We'll say that Vienna just made her way back there anyway.
Yeah, sure.
For the sake of ease of pace.
Yeah.
And so yeah, as you enter, Vienna's sort of already there, and you see that there's the what are they called? The Wachter brothers? No, not the Hunters. So the
Nikolai and Carl.
yes, Nikolai and Carl. I think I put Watcher.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
no,
what I thought.
they're the Watcher. They're the Watcher brothers. Yeah, because their house is called something different. Anyway, yeah. So Nikolai and Carl Watcher, they're there. You remember from being in Valaki that they're kind of just like they're just always hanging out at the pub. Yeah, they are chads. They're actually chads. Yeah. So they're
chilling with them.
yeah. So they're
Boys.
their mother is Fiona Watcher, and so she is she's the head of Wachter House, and quite influential within Valaki. So yeah, they're basically yuppies.
Yeah.
Have nothing to do than just drink.
Party.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, pretty much. Yeah. So yeah, so they're there. Roctavio's also there. And that's about it though. It's just sort of the bath life scene at the moment because it isn't the day.
Yeah.
Doing shit. Yeah.
Living lives.
Or, but yeah, being productive members of society. Yeah. Yeah. Except for these three fucking bitches. So, yeah, so that's the scene, and Erwin, is there as usual, as soon as you make your way in. Oh, hey, you're back again. Do you want me to get you anything to drink, or are you staying for lunch, or what's going on?
Got some lunch. And we've got some shit to do. But food.
Okay. And what will I be getting you today? Is this like a light platter to share, or would you like something a bit more? Or?
Didn't
What?
we just have a massive breakfast?
What is the more?
Oh, like a steak or something, or
One platter for everyone and one steak
I
as
don't
well.
know. I don't know.
okay.
I don't know.
Let me just see what the.
Does anyone else have
So
any
steak is a silver.
Yeah,
It's one silver each.
You already had the sharing table to yourself.
Yeah, a bread and cheese board. That's 3 copper.
I put it on their room.
Yeah.
Luke is just down.
Someone just tally this up because I'm not very good. So, and would you like some ales or anything to drink? We're running pretty low on wine now. So.
Yes, that means beer and steak. Yeah, I'll take. I'll go with beer.
Okay, so 1 ale, none for Jewel for you ask, and a steak.
The wine.
It's ignoring you. Yeah, and okay, no, and for Juko,
And I guess.
and it looks around at you. Okay.
Just some honey tea. Honey tea and some cheese.
Oh yeah, cheese and bread. I'll see what I can do for you. We don't really get a lot of people asking for tea in here, but yeah, I'm sure I can figure something out.
I gave you the gold. Would you give me now?
No. And before just so what I remember something actually I was wondering if you might be able to check up on something for me, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure.
So we have a carpenter in town. He's actually he's a pretty regular customer here.
Yeah.
Henrik van der Voort. And we haven't seen him. I haven't seen him for a while now. It's a bit unusual because he always comes in and he buys like off shelf stuff. So I'm a bit worried, and also I run a business. So
you need a top little custom.
would you mind if you're on the way? Could you just check in up on him and see if he's doing okay? So.
Yeah, I will let you know.
You're aware of the carpenter, yeah, and he does sort of. So Erwin gives you directions to where the carpenter lives, which is a bit on the edge of town, closer to the southeast area.
No.
It's the orphanage is east, so it is vague direction, but you'd be dipping a little bit out of the way. So yeah. Oh, thank you, Cora. That would be amazing. Okay, I'm gonna go get you your drinks and food. And yeah, I'll be back in 15 minutes or so. Yeah, so everyone goes off to start preparing your meals and food.
While we wait, Skip, have a present for you. I will give you 5 unbreakable hours. She promised, if she doesn't, you can take it up to her later. But she promised that these would go through concrete. If you buy them, I don't know what concrete is. I don't know if it exists.
It does now.
But
yeah.
she
Very
said
advanced
if you had
for
a
lucky.
powerful enough bow, it could go through concrete. Yeah,
We could use these for things.
exactly.
Now, my first thought is 20 holes.
Oh, that's nifty. Yeah, fair enough. You need pythons, so you can get these.
I'm sure I'm going to regret this later, but you could potentially use it to fire into large creatures and something to hold on to.
Climbing
Pull a Legolas off the side
yeah,
of the
exactly.
elephant.
Sweet. Fireworks are into one of them. Awesome. Thank you.
You're
welcome. Amazing. Yeah, find something for you now. When's your birthday?
Tomorrow.
Do you know what? It's today, actually. Crazy.
What a crazy coincidence. You all owe me a birthday present. No. I didn't think so. So, what are we gonna do first? Check up on this dude or go and help a sick child?
Not sick child.
Oh, yeah, there's a sick child in an orphanage that I found. and the lady gave us a job to try and figure out what is wrong with her. So I thought you could, be like, what's wrong with you, and I'll make you better.
Cool, yeah, we could go ask this kid what's wrong with him, sure.
I mean,
We're going to go and visit. I know where the orphanage is.
I do too.
I can,
Yeah, you're from
I
here.
I am.
magically detect diseases and just cure them.
Yeah, he might. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
but-
child will be
Ah,
hungry.
So bring a child.
I
Maybe
can
it
have
makes
it was like
maybe it make me less intimidated.
physical illness. But if it's like a magical thing, then I'm not.
I didn't ask any of the details that we do.
Fair enough.
But we can meet her there later today. So I assume where that carpenter is.
I can come hang or whatever for a little bit.
See the
Well,
other
you never got
Was your face go a bit weird? What have I missed?
It actually goes pale.
Yeah. The colour green. Okay. Guess that's going tonight. That's cool.
The arrow lady wants me to go visit.
Yeah. I give you a knowing.
She closed her shop. What does that mean?
Yeah, why is he going to that?
So get ready.
For selling arrows?
By cleaning the shop?
Yeah. I cleaning the shop. She wants to make a good impression.
But they've met before.
You continue to want to make good impression until you no longer care about making a good impression.
Oh, okay.
Does it make sense? Okay.
Yeah.
She wants to make a good impression.
Okay.
I also need to go and see Blinsky.
Close.
Yes, I know he is. That might have to wait. Until this later this afternoon. Right. Yeah, tomorrow maybe. But shall we press on
Yes,
to the orphanage? Are we going to the orphanage first, or are we going to go and check on the carpenter? I think orphanage is probably going to be the easiest to get out of the way. Because if this carpenter is missing, we're going to have to go track it down.
Not necessarily, we can just go back to the place. Isn't it?
Child dies, I don't know if we're going to get paid.
Wow, I guess
Just saying, no.
This goes what we told you.
the orphanage is on a centre of town, and then we can do that and then head down towards
If he's missing,
Peninsular. I don't know.
if he's missing, we can actually see if we can find him.
Sure.
Alright, shall we then?
We did anyway.
Hail food.
One step to go.
Still kidding.
Not all of those girls.
Yeah.
You just walk out.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
you get like a sandwich.
Cool. Yeah, so the food comes out. You drink, you eat, you are varying degrees of satisfied, and feeling ready to set out should you want to.
And we should want.
Cool.
Let's go.
Nice.
We do so.
We are wanting.
Yeah, we are wanting. So you make your way out of the Blue Water Inn. Make your way out of the Blue Water Inn, and you head to the orphanage first.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is on the central east-ish side of town. So it didn't take long for you to find your way there. And when you arrive, you can see sort of nestled within the heart of Valaki, closest to the central area. It's sort of this building that exudes a faded charm. Its exterior, it's time-worn, aged stone. Ivy creeps along the edges, and it's got a bit of provides a strange contrast to the rest of the buildings, which are all very urban, townhousey. A lot of cut and paste townhouse sort of things. There's a wrought iron gate that you pass through to make your way into the grounds. And as you sort of make your way up, there's quite a large double doors with two sort of iron ring knockers there. So. As you knock, you 30 seconds or so passes by, and then the door opens up, and the door opens up. You see an older gentleman, probably approaching his 70s or thereabouts, got a frazzled grey hair, noticeable bald spot on top, wearing very priestly garb. You recognise this person as Father Lucian, who was at the church last time when you did the fight. Yeah.
Hello, Father. People come to the
Is she right? And are you dropping this boy off to the orphanage?
No.
Okay. So it's.
He's just being a little shit.
Oh, that's. I was about to say, we were pretty full. It would be difficult to have another child come in. So yeah, no, it's good. Saving difficult conversation. So
And you would have had to look after the corpse too.
That's right. I do have a horse.
Oh, that's most children don't have horses. So but they do have parents. How can I?
You do not have a
What brings you to the orphanage today? How can I help you?
Hey?
Yes. So your other orphanage?
Oh yes, the extension townhouse on the.
Yes. The woman there said that there was a child that we could potentially help who was sick.
Oh. Yeah, Claudia. It was Claudia that you met over in the townhouse. Check. Oh yeah. We do have a very unwell child, and come in. We can talk a bit more about this inside. So yeah, as you make your way inside, it's sort of very open halls. You can see a lot of sort of rooms jut off to the side. Like this orphanage is a fairly decent size. It was probably the old place of worship or cathedral that they sort of renovated and turned into an orphanage. But yeah, as you sort of walk down the halls, lots of organised chaos. You have sort of laughter coming from children's laughter coming from a couple rooms. Every now and again, you see sort of kids zigzag in between room playing tag. You look over to the side, and there's a classroom with some children sort of learning to scribble in parchment. It's a really light and sort of vibrant kind of environment in here. Yes, absolutely. Yep. We will have a break and we'll come back in just a bit. So.
See you soon.
Keitaan, be left here.
Bye.
Well, fine.
Hey,
welcome back.
We're back.
Surprise! Where'd you go?
We're back at the orphanage.
Kids having fun playing games.
Yeah. So yeah, inside the orphanage, there's a lot of kids running around. There's laughter. You can see sort of kids in rooms. Some of them are piled around tables. Some of them are talking. Some of them are sort of playing with various toys, playing strategy games. And then in between all of this, you can also see like sort of colourful sort of pictures and stuff slapped up on the walls. Handprints from kids and stuff like that. And then you sort of spot Headmistress Claudia sort of weaving in between a bunch of them and sort of checking to make sure they're alright. And there's a kid that seems to be crying. She picks them up and sort of helps them on the way, flags down another member of what looks like the dead staff, and they go to take care of them. So as you're sort of going down the hall, Claudia notices you and plays out this. You're back,
Hello
and
again.
you brought your friends as well. It's nice. Hello, I'm Claudia. Nice to meet you. Thank you for coming along. Lucy and yes, Claudia. Ray mentioned over here to see Milov. Is that? Yes. Yes, that's right. So I was thinking that maybe they. I just presumed that this very lovely young woman that I met earlier today probably had some very interesting friends who might know a bit about stuff. So,
No, thanks.
lovely to meet you all. Very rude of me. I'm sorry, I completely did not get your name. What was your name? Sorry.
I am Faye.
Faye. Pleasure to meet you, Faye. And two of your friends.
I'm Leafy.
Leafy.
Mm-hmm.
Nice to meet you, Leafy.
I'm Yana, on this recommendation.
Oh, that's you.
It is me.
Oh, that's lovely.
Nice to finally meet you, Claudia.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, no, it's great that we've got someone capable in town that can do that sort of thing. And sorry, you.
He's with us.
He's with us.
Okay.
They're not leaving. They want.
Okay. Yeah,
My
At this
name
point
is
in
Ryan.
time, we are his legal guardian.
Keitaan? Okay, so, Keitaan's with you all, and...
We're friends with his father.
He's
Okay.
with as well.
He's just on holiday with him.
It's very nice to meet you, Keitaan. She bends over to shake your hand. Right, sorry, you are...
I'm Skip.
Skip. Nice to meet you, Skip. Wow, you all seem like very lovely people. So, we just go through, we do have a medical ward, and where we treat the kitties berbers when they hurt themselves, and we have a very not well young boy there that you could take a look at him and up to that what's going on. It would be really helpful.
Don't tell him.
Oh, what?
What
Oh,
is
that
wrong with
is
him?
not the intention.
What should-
Well, we could probably walk and talk. I can explain that as we go in there. So you sort of head through, and then further to the far end, there's a door to the right, which leads into a reasonable sized ward, which is probably about 10 or so beds. And then there's another room off to the right of that, and so Claudia mentions. So we found Milov, and he was unresponsive, didn't wake up, still breathing, but he just can't seem to wake him up, and he does seem to have pretty bad fits sometimes in his sleep, and he was just a bit concerned. I don't know if it's disease or something, but it's certainly not something I've seen before. We do have him isolated just in case it's something that might spread. And you remember the name Milov. So Milov is the is the youngish boy. He's like 17
Yeah.
or so.
It's not a thing.
Yeah, he's a teen.
Like the groundskeeper.
He's a groundskeeper. Yeah, for the church.
Okay.
So Milalov has been with the orphanage for quite a long time, and he still helps around the church, and still consider him one of ours.
I've never known see him sometimes in a village church. What are you praying?
And where?
It was probably maybe almost a week ago, or thereabouts. So yeah, we were hoping that he would come out of it by now, but with the fever there, it would have just passed through it. Totally gone down.
Where was he? Where was he found?
He was actually found in the orphanage upstairs in one of the rooms. Felix was he found him and was a bit distraught about it. They're quite close, the two of them. So, and we have no idea what happened to him.
Do we know what he was in contact with? Was he doing something? Was he on a job? Is there something new that he refused?
We weren't sure. So he does have caretaking duties, groundskeeper duties around the church. I can't recall anything unusual. Actually, now that I think about it, I think he was. He did ask to have a day off, and so there was one night where he wasn't doing his groundskeeping. I don't know what happened here. He seemed fine when he got back, and then the next day he was fell under.
Is it unusual for him to ask for bail?
It is. It doesn't really. The orphanage and sort of where his family and most of them knows. He doesn't really. He's very shy. Young man. So.
Does he live here?
He does live here, but he has a separate room that's a bit closer. He's a bit older now, so we will just set him up in one of the staff rooms.
Can't do it done. Could you show us where that is?
Yeah, sure.
Actually, it might be wise to have a look around his room before actually going to him. Could you show that we can refer him now?
Yeah, do that. Yep.
Do you have any room now?
No, we did look for that just in case it might have been a bite or maybe no rashes or anything that indicated any bruising or bites, or that's why we're a bit concerned. I'm not sure if it might have drank or ate something that was really bad. I don't know.
Why don't you two go see him, and then we can go check out his room?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, sounds good. Okay.
Extremely tall and extremely short person.
On average.
So Father Lucian will take whoever needs to go to the room upstairs, and Claudia will stay with whoever wants to check on Meatloaf.
Good old Meatloaf.
Meatloaf, yeah.
Okay. Claudia, could you show us the wall?
Yes. So who is going to see Meatloaf?
Anything.
Yeah, cool. So, Keitaan. Keithy. So as you make your way in, there's sort of only a couple of beds in here, and so you see one on the opposite side of the room. The room's much smaller. I don't know, maybe it's 20 feet by 30 feet or something like that. And you can see one bed on the opposite side, which it's got like a curtain rail that can be pulled across, and then there's another one which already has the curtain sort of drawn across, so it's a bit more isolated and private. Claudius, it brings you through. It's just in here. It draws back the curtain, and you see lying in bed Milolov. So he's 17. He's maybe 5'9" or something like that. Jet black hair, and maybe about short medium-ish thereabouts. He seems to be sort of lying in bed, unconscious. What would you like to do?
First things first, I'd like to. Can I do a medicine check?
Yeah, sure.
I'll detect poison while she's doing it.
12.
12. Yeah, looking him over, checking his pulse, looking for signs of poisoning, signs of, disease, fever, is there something going on. You cast Detect Poison and Disease. You do not get any sort of pings on a poison or disease doing this.
Was there another bed in here? There was another bed in here that was occupied, right?
Not occupied.
Can I also have a really thorough look at his limbs and extremities for bites, for points of infusion, that kind of thing?
Yeah. So you give him a good check over. You don't see any bites, any sort of points of entry, so no cuts or anything like that. You don't see any obvious bruising at all. You do notice that the breathing is steady, but it's probably a bit more shallow than you would like. So
I'll tell Leafy that it's not a poison or a disease. And then I will divine sense.
Cool. What does divine sense do?
As an action, you can detect an evil, you can sense anything under the effect of a hallow spell, know the location of any celestial being or undead.
Okay. Yeah, so you sort of place out your hand and use divine sense. You don't get any pings on creatures, but you do feel this sort of aura emanating from them, and it definitely feels like there's some kind of evil malady is just sort of just sort of hovering over him, and you get some bad juju.
So, I can sense things. This kid is not in a good way. It's bad juju.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe he's cursed or something.
Potentially, but what would be the point in cursing a child?
He wasn't meant to at the church. Maybe he was just a bystander.
Maybe, or an active participant, or saw something he couldn't have.
I think
we need to know more about this. I didn't know who was on the trail.
You might want to go to the church, and we should ask if he's got any friends, if we go to his place of work.
Felix is probably his closest, and then he works a lot with Father Lucian, so those are probably the two.
Okay.
Alright.
Genuinely didn't hear his name, that's why I started calling him.
Milolov. Yeah, your version's
Is
more
there someone? Yeah. I mean, in this world, would they actually just be overtly called clerics?
Yeah, clerics is Yeah, I mean, Father Lucian are probably the closest to a cleric, but
Yeah.
um,
I
yeah.
think
I mean,
we
they
could
perform
do the
rites and stuff. So.
He would know what's going on in the situation. Like, I'm in touch with magic, but like when it comes to the forces of good and evil, and she's like, I have no
Good
idea.
and or evil.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
I mean, honestly, I don't think anyone does except for Quentin. So everyone else is kind of like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah, so I might stay here. I'll stay with the kid, but I do want to have a conversation with Father Lucian, if possible.
Mhm.
Are you able to see him to me, or do I need to go to him?
We're with him.
Oh, you're with
Yep.
him.
Yeah, we're going upstairs to him.
Would you mind bringing in the boy?
Felix.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here.
Yeah. Can you also, like, before you go, bring us in a tape?
Oh my god.
We could probably just go to a room that already has the table in it, though. Like, that would probably make more sense.
Okay, tell you what.
Yeah.
You stay here. I'll go into the room with the table.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah,
I
no,
could
I'm not going
take.
to let you do that.
I mean,
Unfortunately,
I could
I'll
take
have
you
to
there
leave
and
to
grab
do
Felix at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Leafy just kind of unfolds herself. She's
You
being
should-
sat on the floor,
you
so
should
she's not
stay
much to
with
get
the
through.
You did stay with the boy.
No, no way. Not with the way you've been acting the last 2 days. I'm not leaving you on your own.
I take it you didn't like the orphanage yet?
If you could please go and fetch Felix for us.
Well,
Helen might have a chat with
I
him
think
about
what we're agreeing is we're going to go to Felix in the room. Yeah.
Let's go to
Yeah.
Felix.
Yeah.
Boy, stay here. I'm gonna go on.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Yeah, so she starts making her way. So the party members that are with Lucian,
Yeah.
he sort of starts making his way upstairs, take you through to Milalov's room. And as he does, he says, it's been quite difficult. I was a bit worried when you said that the boy might need a place to stay in the orphanage. The issue is that we're running out of rooms and resources to hold the children anymore. There's a lot of been a lot more orphans being created lately due to you had the rumors of the hags.
No.
Hag?
Not really.
There's supposed to be some women that come into various towns. They sell goods, pastries, and then eventually the price gets higher to the point where parents end up abandoning their children.
Potentially. Oh, it is a nasty business. We may have some hospital. We may have run into one of these tags or something in another town.
What's the pastries when they're eating? Is it straight away, like, how can they not have to have any?
It depends on the person, but what I've been told is that most people that it's almost instantly they crave it, and then over time the demands get more and more until that's usually the prices they end up paying.
And if they don't have the one after the first one?
Some people can shave it off. I have heard of this before, but most can't. And then you just come back and visit them, and they put them the mark, and then I don't know. They have given up their only child, but some can see it coming, and they they've removed themselves.
The children that you are getting in the orphanage are children that haven't removed themselves before. Like they've seen what's happening with the parents and they've run away. Because of the hags taking the children as the prey.
That is the woman.
Okay. Do you? You're
And
really
you
close.
feed on some old ladies, eh?
Yeah.
Any old ladies?
Not good on the list.
Where?
Thing we do.
Meatloaf.
No one.
It's a good thing we do get those particular talents,
Beating up on old ladies.
Yeah.
Quite a specific skill set.
I
trained for this.
Feeding up on people again.
You're really close to it.
Now you don't know his name.
Have you been playing? I haven't seen him for a while and I haven't really talked to him much because every time I try to talk to him in the church he disappears.
Yeah, he's very shy.
Yeah.
Quite reserved. Has he been acting strange?
What do you think was different about him at office? Does he have new friends or is he seeing someone?
No, the only thing, he mentioned that he needed some time off before he had his condition, and I think he said he was had to do a favor, he owed him a favor or something. So, did he say no? No, he was very, very guarded and secretive about it.
Do you mind if we take a look around his room?
No, not. By all means, do that. There's a mining people here.
Okay.
So yeah, no, but by all means, help yourself.
We'll check the room and then we'll catch up on. We need to take a second.
And yeah, so up in the room, very simple room. It's just a bed, single bed, foot locker, and yeah, a simple sort of bedside table. There's a desk and a chair. Thick layer of dust, doesn't look like it's been used much. Yeah, nothing very remarkable in this room. It's pretty sterile. So.
Can we check all of the things that can be opened?
Yeah, sure.
Under his bed, under his mattress, and under his pillow.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so you start going through. You open up the footlocker, and in the footlocker you can see there's just a whole bunch of like folded clothing. It looks like a couple pairs of sort of pants, just like plain pants. There's like 6 white cotton shirts, all very sort of easily made, practical.
So
It
you
is.
asked it over and over again.
Yeah, more or less. Well, more or less. You can see there's a bunch of socks. They're not like bundled or anything like that. They're just sort of like randomly thrown in there. Some underwear in there as well. So yeah, there's not much to look at there. You go over to the dresser. Inside the dresser, it looks like there's just some basic like toiletries in the top drawer, and all the other drawers are pretty much empty. Yeah, the metal lids are pretty. A pretty minimalist kind of life. You check under the bed. Look under the bed. You see a couple of socks under there. Yeah. You grab a sock, pull one out. It's almost pretty much like it doesn't bend or anything like that. It's almost like it's starched. Alright, cool.
Healthy young.
Yeah. So
I'm a doctor.
yeah. So that's about all you
Under
get out of
the
there.
pillow?
Yeah, check under the pillow. It's just
Under the
under the mattress. You look under the mattress. Doesn't seem to be anything under the mattress either.
oh.
Cut into the mattress.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Floorboards. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, is there any, like you said it was quite dusty, is there any patches where like, what you can sit there?
Do you want to make an investigation check?
I'd rather just use my perception.
See.
Okay, you can use your perception for this, yeah.
No, I can't see.
That'll be 22.
Yeah, you're looking around, and you spot what looks to be a loose-ish kind of floorboard, that looks a bit suspicious.
Cool.
So you
check it out, see if I mean, I doubt they'll be making that.
So yeah, you so you open up the floorboard, make a dexterity saving throw. No, you open up the floorboard, and you can see there seems to be in the floorboard. There's a little pouch. There's another small pouch there as well, and you can see like what looks to be like a couple of toys, like a couple blocks of letters. There's also like a small kind of stuffed toy in there as well.
I don't know. What's in the bag?
So you check the bag, open it up. There seems to be about 2 gold worth of silver pieces in there. You check the other bag, and there looks to be some jewellery. So like a bracelet with some jewel inlay. Doesn't look super expensive, but could probably easily be sold. There's a pearl necklace. There's a couple rings in there as well too.
Cemetery at this church?
Well, you're at the orphanage.
Well, I mean,
But
at the church where he was.
presumably the church would have a cemetery here.
Okay. He was hiding himself. Is that normal?
Have a look, see if there's any inscriptions on the door.
Hello.
Yeah, you give it a look over.
I don't know how often it is.
You see that there is on the rings. There seems to be a couple of like engravings inside. You know, to my beloved, blah blah blah, stuff like that. And you, yeah, happy 50th. And you do notice that on the engravings there seems to be sort of specks of dirt that would be caked in there. So.
Okay.
Cool.
So that one's come on with us. As the priest watching pulling the stuff out,
Roll a d20.
I really don't need it. Expose this.
Yeah, he is looking at you doing this. So as you're pulling stuff out, he's keeping an eye on you and checking to see what it is you're going to be doing with it.
Okay, I'm gonna ask him. Any of the names on the jewelry? Are they people that are in your cemetery?
Let's have a look. Well, there could be. There's a couple of fairly common names, but why are you asking specifically if you're from the cemetery? I'm confused with what's going on.
What of his work around the cemetery?
Yeah, no, he does help us. He'll undertake his duties from time to time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if he was doing undertaking duties, I don't know. Maybe that might.
Yeah, maybe he
Legionnaires disease.
Oh yeah, it's right.
Yeah.
It's not washing his hands properly.
Yeah, but first Legionnaires disease, then you would pick it up.
But we haven't seen what happened with you guys.
Would someone have been like in charge of him at things like the cemetery and the grounds, or is it just him on his own?
Well, I usually does things for me around the grounds, so but I leave him to pursue these most of the time. He's old enough and he knows what he needs to do, so I don't really feel a need to have to do there and keep an eye on him as much.
And we were talking about what he wanted to do later on. As he got older, could he talk to you about future stuff?
No, and I did ask. He didn't really seem to want to talk about anything for the future. He was quite content to just stay with the church and keep it in the orphanage. He was quite attached to a lot of the children here. They all look up to him as their older brother. So, but if he did, he didn't share kind of a problem. He was not very close to his church.
Why is it? You're not really something.
No, yeah, he did a lot more reserved and shut down around that time, yes.
Okay. What? It is.
Yeah, does it look like Benson's work?
These definitely don't look like Benson's work.
Too nice.
It's far too nice, yeah. Yeah, exactly. They don't instill greed.
Okay, well, I think we've got a lot in here. So, what house did you want to talk about?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, he looks around and sort of dips in the room and closes the door. So, seems like they want to keep very quiet for now, because if word got out, then there would more than likely be trouble. We are due to have the Feast of St. Andrews coming up soon, so it will be maybe the orphanage in the church after. St. Andrews is it's quite important in Valaki, and a lot of this is around the bones of St. Andrew, which is a very important relic for the town. It's believed that it's one of the reasons why we've been able to keep so safe. And they've gone missing.
Why did I feel like it
and it happened not long before the what's happened with Mural. So I'm not, don't want to cast aspersions at the boy. He might be connected to the boy.
The bones, have they...
They're very divine. They exude a very powerful aura. That's, I believe that is what has kept us much safer from the night creatures and the things that will bump in the night out there. So you can see why people would be quite stressed. The problem is that the Feast of St. Andrews coming up. They're a very prominent part in that feast. So people are going to know that they are missing, and also the longer we are without them, the more concerned I get about our safety. So
Where were they kept? In the church?
they were kept in the church. So it happened. I think it happened the last time I saw that they were there in a conference floor was before we met you all last time. I definitely know they were there the day before, and then sometime after that they were missing.
Since it's with me here and gone, How do we send, the people of this town, you're a priest, you're pretty good at reading people, right?
I'd like to think so.
Is there anyone you think you want to? Or with leaders and
The only thing that I could think of is that I'm not sure why it would be someone in town, because they're very important to us. So I'm struggling to think of if there were any suspects within the town, and the only reason why I mentioned legal law was just because of the timing. Obviously, it's but I can't think of anyone that would have a reason to want the bones to go missing.
Was there anyone who had interest in the bones? Like, who's allowed to see them or deal with them?
Well,
Just you?
we usually keep them safe. So there's a back room in the church, and the place where we store the bones is a door to open. You can get down into the cellar, and then it's a very secure, heavy lock. Right. So it's not easy to get access to that. It's the other reason why I was suspicious of your law, because he has the key.
That's also someone we need to track them.
why would we Okay.
Would if we needed to, would we be able to see where they were kept?
Yes, I don't see why not. As long as we keep it very quiet and not draw suspicion.
We're not suspicious.
The bones are there and they're lying. No, you're talking about people.
You know that if anything gets money for you, right?
Yes, he does a collection for the vendors.
He doesn't volunteer people to do it.
Sorry, what do you mean?
When we were here, last, I climbed this tower and took an over it somewhere.
Well, are you sure? Because, I mean, gambling's very illegal here. It's not allowed.
Jonathan said it was. I don't know if it was arranged.
Okay, are you sure that was the case? Okay, I mean, you've been a very good friend to the church, and I'm not going to call you a liar, but that doesn't sound.
I'm just
sounds
saying that you might not actually
pretty out of character.
know some of the people in the town code.
Well, I've known them for a lot longer than I have you, but sure. Maybe. Accept your opinion, but that's okay.
I've got no reason.
But
The money's all going to the cause, right? Like,
that is a bit strange that there's gambling is incredibly illegal here, so I'm surprised that that was a thing. But okay.
cool.
Um,
Interesting.
What we do, so once a week we do get there's a roundup in a collection from various vendors. They brought it in as normally the vendors need to pay a license to practice, and so they took a portion of their license to keep their businesses open, paying leases for certain vendors, and they made it part of the payment for licensing. That's how we normally get the money.
Lovely.
Okay.
Nice distribution of wealth.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I
I
can't
guess I'm
complain.
not,
It works for us.
I
So.
guess that means, not very.
Just offered him the money that he took from us for a good cause, but it's still annoying.
Yeah, well, I can't speak to that. I mean, he seems fairly pleasant whenever we've had to deal with him. Yeah. That's the only thing I could say. I've known them for. When did he come to town first? Probably maybe 2 years or so, since he sort of settled in Valaki.
Yeah. Cool. Wow. Glad to see that. Yeah.
So, if you were still happy to, or you still wanted to look at the bones,
Maybe not right now.
no, I was going to say, possibly, maybe after the night, mass that we have. So, you're more than welcome to come join. There's a lot of townspeople that normally come, and, we hold a service. And so after that, we'll be more than happy to take you through and show you the area.
Before we head downstairs, do you know if there was anyone in town that was particularly close with, or that he had association with, even if it wasn't close? Is there some people that he saw in his town? When he was like he's 17, so.
Not really.
That he was, particularly happy to see, any situation.
The only person I can think that he spent a lot of time with was Felix. He didn't really leave the church grounds a lot. He was very studious and would do his work and come home and sleep, and there wasn't a lot else that was in his life. That's why there's a bit of it now. I was actually a bit happy maybe it made a friend or but no. The only people that I can think of.
Okay. That's cool. Let's go downstairs.
Yeah,
No,
I'll see what the others have.
Kids room.
You walk downstairs to see Keitaan interrogating
Yeah.
on the screws. Why is he asleep, Felix? Why?
Friends. Yeah.
But in reality, Keitaan is just standing there.
tightening the thumb screws. So yeah, you make your way downstairs. So what was the next port of call for you guys? Oh, that's right, Felix. Yeah, interrogate Felix. Yeah. So
Not torturing a child.
So yeah, as you both make your way downstairs, you see Claudia sort of grabbing Felix by the hand, and you see Keitaan and Lethe following, and they go into a side room, which looks like it's possibly like a maybe like a naughty corner room or a timeout room or something like that. And Felix looks up to her and says, have I done something wrong? Have I been naughty? But, no. These lovely people just would like to have a chat with you. And so there's a couple of chairs, there's a desk, there's a bench on one wall. So just want to take a seat, Felix, and these people just wanted to have a chat with you about something. I'll be here in the room, so don't worry. They're very nice. They're very friendly. They just want to have a chat with you. That's all. Is that okay, Felix? He sort of looks a bit worried and nods his head.
Lethe kind of settles herself cross-legged on the floor. Hey, honey, you're all right. We're trying to help your friend who's not very well.
Meatloaf?
Yeah, we want to.
I don't know who Meatloaf is.
We want to help him get a bit better.
That's good, because he's been sleepy for a long time.
What do you mean by a long time?
I don't know, like lots of time.
Did you have any other friends aside from you, obviously?
No, it's just me and Big Brother most of the time.
You guys hang out anywhere else? It's not here.
Well, sometimes when he finished work, we'd go out and we'd go out and find like a tree and play tag, and there's like a rope swing that's close. We're not allowed to go very far from the grounds, so yeah, we sort of hung out and played a lot, and he's great. I'm really sad that he's sleepy now.
We want to see him not sleepy anymore as well.
That's good.
So it's really important that we know what's happening with his sleeping and why he is. Did you two go and get a special treat at some point? Have you saved up to take you something special? Did you talk to anyone you've never talked to before?
No.
Can I roll insight on that?
Yep.
10.
It's not difficult to see that he's a bit iffy when answering that.
Are you sure? You sure you didn't talk to anyone new?
No, we didn't talk to anyone new.
If you say something different, you're not going to get in trouble. You just really want to have his speaking with you.
Okay.
You don't want to see him unwell for a long time.
Yeah. Do you have anything you want to tell us about it?
No.
Can I roll inside on that?
Yep.
That's not a good thing.
17. Yeah, he's definitely hiding something. There's something specifically that he's worried about saying.
You're not getting it in any trouble, kid. And if you tell us, you tell us what's going on, I will give you.
I kind of look at you
And
go,
Claudia sort of goes,
I look at you and go, Keitaan. Hey Claudia, could you do me a favour? I could really go for a cup of tea. Do you have any tea?
yeah.
Keitaan
Give a swinging arm ready.
gives a confused
Tea?
look and
Yeah,
gets out
absolutely.
his
No, we have
thumbs
tea.
through.
What kind of tea would you like?
Just green tea. Hot
Green
water,
tea. Okay. Yeah, I think we have some of that. Would you like some biscuits as well?
No,
And
just a hot cup of tea.
are you sure? I'll make up a plate of biscuits. If you don't want them, that's fine.
Yes, please.
So okay, cool. Yeah, no, I can do that. And she stops a bit.
Open.
Can you roll a persuasion?
Persuasion. 9.
No. So
We'll leave the door open so there's free access. I'm going to stay over here by this wall, and she kind of tucks herself into the far corner across the way from the door, so there's no way she can block it. Just kind of doing what she can to ensure that the kid is safe.
okay. I'm just going to be down the hall.
Yep.
So
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Thank you. I
Okay.
do appreciate it.
all right.
And
She walks out.
Levy just kind of looks at the kid and goes, I know you're not saying something, and that's okay. I just figured if she wasn't familiar with this type of thing, we won't tell her anything that we don't want us to. But this is really, really important. We want to make sure he's okay. What's happening?
Okay, so Big Pro and I have a stash.
A stash?
Yeah.
Oh,
Sometimes he finds really cool things and he puts them in there. He doesn't know I know where it is. And sometimes I check out to see what he's put in there.
mm-hmm.
And I went and had a look one day, and then he found me, and I thought I got in trouble. And then it was after that he started getting really sleepy.
Okay. Do you remember what you saw?
He had a couple bags with things in them, and I was going through them, and he got really angry, and then I just remember that he asked me to leave, and then when I came back later, that's when he was already sleeping.
Thank you for being honest.
Did you find anything on the floor by him? Okay. Would you like a book? What's the book? It's called The Adventures of John Stacy.
Can I see it?
I will get out the fast and that will John Stacy.
Yeah. He looks at it and goes, no, I don't like that book.
Okay, Ted.
Yeah, Keitaan will remember this, yeah. And as you sort of come back, not long after this, Claudia's come back in with a tray with tea and some biscuits. So I've got tea with biscuits. Yep. I'll just pop them down here myself. There's your tea. You just wanted biscuits, is that right? Okay. I'll just put the biscuits here. So.
Thank you. Thank you, Miss Claudia. I do appreciate your hospitality.
Fine.
Okay. Felix, it's been really, really good today.
See, Miss Claudia, I was good. He looks at the plate of biscuits. It's okay, you have a biscuit. Yeah. Grabs a biscuit.
Okay. And maybe he'll shoot Keitaan a look and just go, you need to go and catch up with the others really shortly. And kind of, I'm just going to push.
When Claudia looks away, Keitaan's grab a whole bunch of biscuits and put them in the bag for them. Just for later. We did not, but I mean, once we communicated with you guys, we can be pretty certain it will fall under the Yeah, we should have asked.
Yes,
we should have
asked. It's stupid. Yeah, we'll meet up with the others and relay the small child's information.
Come
Okay.
back, Ted. Where's the sash?
I kind of see how into the hall with this body. We might be back. But we'll see what we can do.
When you say we might be back, you see, I've forgotten the kid's name already. Felix, you see Felix go, oh.
I think we'll need to talk with Felix more.
We might be back, but we'll see what we can do to get to the first.
Thank you. Do you think you might have an idea of what's happening here, or I don't want to rush you.
I have a handful of theories about what it could be, what things may be tied to, but I don't have anything concrete, so I don't want to make any kind of wild guesses or insult any panic. But we do know that he's not infectious.
Okay, but that's good.
That's
good.
He's not infectious.
Okay.
Probably best to kind of keep him out of sight of these children.
Yeah, it's just that's one of the reasons I put him in the room as well. It just looks a bit bad. That's good. Where would I be sending them to?
We are sending Blue Water in.
Blue Water in, okay.
Like, I'm 8'9", so it's pretty hard to miss him.
That's all. Keitaan's like just over a third your size.
Nice.
Keitaan's high?
Yeah.
Sounds about right. But we'll see what we can figure out.
I do appreciate that. Thank you. And it's good to hear that you think you might have something on it. So
I have a handful of ideas. I just want to talk to my friends before developing anything more concrete.
Okay. Well, yeah. If there's anything else you need, or you have any updates, then you know where we are.
Yeah. Question, out of character question. Who has the ring? The ring? The object?
We've already answered this. It was on the Raja's arm. That got
Oh,
swallowed.
no, I'm not talking about the vibrating ring. I'm talking about the elder god we say.
Oh, the moon orb.
I've got it.
You've got the orb? Okay.
I'm the one that can talk about it.
I thought we didn't.
I've got it.
No, we talked specifically about how they wanted to get back into the
And I
sanctuary.
said, let's
and you took
find
the
the
moon
right
orb.
way.
yeah.
Right.
Not on
Yeah,
me. This is my free.
How you doing?
He's up for free. He's up for me.
Find your own tree.
I'm your own fucking moon orb.
But if he's sleeping, we need to talk to everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think next thing we need to do is go to this place before.
The church?
Yes. I've got.
I guess this is us meeting up and being. Well, I'm assuming.
Yeah. So have we crossed paths with everyone?
We were just upstairs. So
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, yeah.
okay. I mean, like, if we're gonna
Okay,
go there
so
in the evening,
We need to. We
Yeah,
need
there's
to go.
math tonight, so we could just go down. He's going to show us into that special place after the math.
I'm sorry. He's just gonna show us into a special place.
Yeah.
Does anyone check this bag of stuff for curses?
Did you bring the bag out?
Yeah. Did you pocket the
I
bag?
never said I put it down.
Yeah. Okay. So
If Lucian.
if you're taking the bag, Lucian's probably gonna ask
I mean, we
why
started
you're
chatting.
talking about it.
Yeah, we need to.
Yeah, we started chatting
not have
about
this
it,
conversation
and
right
yeah.
now.
And then we went off on a tangent. And
Yeah,
went
about
elsewhere, and everyone completely forgot about the fact that I was holding the bag.
Okay. Let's see.
I mean, if you really want to, I can sleight of hand it out and try to sleight of hand it out when we're putting the lid back down.
I'm trying to think about the.
Or you
Can I get you to make a deception check?
Sure, because the other thought
Either
was,
deception or performance.
yeah, 'cause the other thought was I can always say to them I'm going to take these to the cemetery and see if I can actually engrave.
Well, then it would be a persuasion, but yeah.
16.
16. Yeah, in the conversation, you've sort of managed to keep the conversation steering in a certain direction, where he hasn't put two and two together about the bag and the contents and stuff. So yeah.
The context of how it was acquired.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's what I just
why
want-
you're asking, does this look like it came from your cemetery? Yeah. So yeah, and that whole conversation, it's never got to the stage where he's like, oh, fuck the bag, why is the bag there? And
What is
so,
that little shit?
So yeah, it's all good.
Yeah. Sweet.
Alright.
So,
So we need to.
Get in trouble. I don't want to get in trouble.
How about we all go back to Ian's place, or we stay here and find some either?
we could always go to that. SMB's house.
Yeah, we've got the
Yeah.
carpenter still.
Yeah.
We've got to go to.
We've got time before mass.
When's evening mass?
I assume Steph, you're not coming to mass.
No. Oh,
Did you
I
go?
don't know. I'll be heading off before this.
Yeah,
So
that's
we need to go and
that's okay.
see
You got
the-
things on tonight. Some more important.
The evening
Meeting.
match we usually have at around 7 p.m.
So okay. Normal time.
Sweet. Well, you know what? I'm feeling this is quite a nice thing.
That's what she said.
Mm.
Yeah, so we can we'll pick things back up in our next episode.
See you in the next episode.
Thank you very
Right.
much.
Yeah.
See you later.
Another
We'll
reminder,
figure out
follow us
what we're
on all of
doing.
our social medias at DiceDiceBabyNZ,
As
Twitter, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Feel free to drop us a follow, drop us a message.
Sweet. Awesome. So where are we going, guys?
What?